Senator, the Washington Post took a pretty good swipe at you, saying that you have embellished the story of your family, saying that your parents came to this country post-Castro, that they came after the revolution, when in fact your parents actually came to Miami or Florida in 1956. Yeah. What's your response to that?
Well, I think it's outrageous. You know, look, if they want to attack me for getting the dates wrong, they're right. I thought the dates were right. I don't walk around with my parents' passports in my pocket. And they're right, they got the dates wrong. But the essence of the story doesn't need to be embellished. My parents were exiles. When I was born in May of 1971, I was born to two people who could not return to the nation of their birth because it was under communist control. And they tried to return, by the way, in 1961, and when they did, they realized what they were dealing with and came back permanently. So if they want to say I got the dates wrong...
Senator,
I'm sorry?
In fairness, there's a point to be made there. I worked in Florida, and we know that in Florida, you know, there's a very big difference between those who came as immigrants to Florida pre-Castro and those who came as exiles post-Castro. And some are saying that you, for political gain, put your parents in the latter group.
Well, first of all, no, that's not fair, and that's not true. I mean, first of all, there were a lot of Cubans living in the United States because they weren't happy with the Batista regime to begin with. Are they now not exiles because Fidel Castro took over? Secondly, my parents did try to return. In 1961, my mom moved back to Cuba, and she lived there for 4 weeks, and she realized it was communism, and she came back to the United States just weeks before the Bay of Pigs. So there's no need to embellish that. My parents were never able to return to the country of their birth, not to visit and certainly not to live unless they were willing to live under communism. To say they're not exiles is outrageous, and there's not a single credible voice in the Cuban exile community that would agree with that. Not one.
Yep. And in fairness, we should point out that we have checked, and you have publicly said many times as well, that your parents came to this country before Castro took power in Cuba. Senator Marco Rubio from Florida. Senator, thank you. Good of you, sir.
Thank you.
Well...